This is a Vinyasa class. Instead of focusing on a key area of the body like the hips or the back, it's really going to encompass the whole body, and instead we're going to be focusing on the flowing aspect of the sequence. It's going to feel a bit more dynamic than the usual practice that we do because we'll be constantly moving. So you'll want to take the times when you're either in your downward dog or perhaps a child's pose, just to come back to the rhythm of the breath, slow the body down that little bit and catch your breath. Obviously, you can come into a child's pose at any time if you want to take a rest during the sequence. Okay, so we're going to start on the floor in a cross-legged position. So just make sure that you're pressing down into the knees to open the inner thighs. Feel that you're grounding your sitting bones down into the ground so you've got a really good base of support. And then just starting to lift the chest up away from the belly. Just take the shoulders up towards the ears, press them back, let them slide down. And then just let them come forward into a more natural position, but you still feel that you're pushing the shoulders down away from the ears. Taking the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, and then lower your chin onto your chest, let your eyes close. Take a nice deep inhale, and then as you exhale, just let the body soften. So although you're lengthening through the spine, you're still bringing a bit of relaxation into your position. You're not holding too much tension in any of your muscles or your joints. Once you find that you're sitting comfortably, start to clear your mind of all the thoughts and start to tune into your senses. So start with your sense of sound, focusing only on the sounds that you can hear. If there are any sudden distracting sounds, just let them wash over you rather than disturb you. Use the sounds to build up a picture of where you are in this present moment. If your mind wanders away from the sound, just let go of the thought that's distracted you and just come back to focus on your sense of sound again. Bring your awareness into your physical body now. Feel your body pressing down into the mat. Start to feel the sensations caused by your hands resting lightly on your legs. Just become aware of any areas that you may be holding tension in the body. And just bring your focus to that area and try to release that tension. Notice how still the body is. Feel the stability in the body as you're rooted to the spot that you're sat in. And then start to become aware of the very gentle movement in the body caused by the breath. You're now aware of this movement. Don't try to control the breath. Don't try and deepen it at this stage. Just watch the breath in its natural form. At this stage, as you draw the breath in, it's probably only coming into the upper areas of the lungs. You'll just be noticing a slight rise and fall of the shoulders, the upper areas of the chest expanding and contracting. And then starting to control the breath now. So the next breath you take a slightly deeper one than the last. Maybe about half of the lungs, and a nice smooth exhale. The next breath you take, try and fill maybe about 3/4 of the lungs. Feeling the chest expand a bit more, the shoulders rise a bit higher, and then again a nice smooth exhale out through the nostrils. And then just slowly build up to a point where you're filling the lungs with air. As the lungs fill, the belly's starting to inflate. And then notice the pause between the inhale and exhale. And then as you start to exhale, just let the shoulders slide down a bit. Feel the belly soften. Again, another deep inhale, filling the lungs and the belly. Notice the pause between the in-breath and out-breath. And then as you exhale, let the body soften. And at the final moment, just pull the stomach muscles back towards the spine. Continuing now into your next deep breath. As you're inhaling, feel the energy entering to the body. As it travels all the way down the spine. And then with the exhale, the energy travels back up the spine again as the breath travels up the windpipe and leaves the body. Use the in-breath to lengthen the spine. Use your exhale to let the body soften and relax. Really start to feel the energy increasing in the body with every inhale, preparing the body to introduce some movement. On your next inhale, start to pull the shoulders up towards the ears. Press them back, bring the shoulder blades together to open the chest, and with a big exhale, just let the shoulders soften, slide down, and at the final moment, push the shoulders down towards the ground. And do that 2 more times, inhaling as you're drawing the shoulders up, pressing them back, and a big exhale as you release them and then press them down. One last time. On your next inhale, you can raise the chin so it's level to the floor. Open your eyes. Take an exhale as you relax and familiarize yourself with your surroundings again. And then on your next inhale, you can take the arms out to the side. Have the palms facing forward, separating the fingers as wide as you can take them, and then shoot the fingers away from the body. Holding here, and then on your next inhale, start to lengthen the front of the body. And by default, this lengthens the spine as well. By focusing on lifting your breastbone up away from the belly button and pushing the hips down to the ground, not only is the spine lengthening, the waist is lengthening, and also the front of the body through the belly and into the chest. Take one more full breath as you stretch the arms away. And then on your next inhale, start to take the arms all the way back, opening the chest as much as you can. Big exhale, bring the arms together. Bringing the fingertips together and push the shoulder blades forward so you feel that stretch across the shoulder blades. Inhaling again, taking the arms as far back as you can take them. Lift the chest high. Exhale, bring the fingers forward, push the shoulder blades forward. Last time, inhaling, taking the arms all the way out. Exhaling. And then just returning the arms to the side. Turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Again, take a big inhale as you stretch the fingers as far away from the body. Lift the chest up. Take an exhale. And then as you're inhaling, take the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Try and press the shoulders down as you do that so you're not hunching the shoulders up towards the ears. Then holding here, push the sitting bones down into the ground. Start to lengthen through that waist. Lift the sternum away from your belly button. Lifting the fingers all the way up. Take another big inhale, see if you can create some more length through the torso and the spine before exhaling, bringing the arms back out to the side just to shoulder height. Inhale, bringing the arms up again. As the arms are coming upright, start to pull the stomach muscles in towards the spine. And exhale as you bring the arms back level with the shoulders. One more time, inhaling all the way up. And this time as you exhale, you're going to take the arms all the way past the shoulder height and then down to the ground. Final moment, turning the palm towards the floor. Inhaling again, take the arms all the way up. This time you're going to exhale, dropping your right hand down to the floor at the side, just onto your fingertips. Big inhale, lengthen that torso again, and then as you exhale, walking the right hand away, taking the left arm over the top of the head. As you do this, the left hip and knee is going to want to rise up. Try and press that down into the floor so you're feeling the strength along the full length of the rib cage, out on the arm, all the way to the fingertips. Your next inhale, lift both arms up over the head. Exhaling, drop that left hand down this time. Big inhale, lift and lengthen the torso before exhaling, coming over to your left. And press that right knee and hip down into the ground. On your next inhale, come all the way up. And then dropping your left hand down onto your right knee. Take the right hand behind the body. Use the right hand pressing into the floor to help prop up the back. Big inhale as you look towards the front to begin with. And as you exhale, pull the stomach muscles in. Turn the torso to look over that right shoulder. Make sure you're turning from the base of the spine. You're not just turning from the shoulders. Take another inhale. Exhale as you turn around to face the front. Straight away into your inhale, raise those arms above the head again. As you're exhaling, you're dropping the right hand down onto the left knee this time, taking the left hand behind the body. Press the palm into the floor to help lift the chest. A big inhale, and then as you exhale again, turning from the base of the spine, turn to look over that left shoulder. Try and pull the stomach muscles in. Use your inhale to lengthen the spine a little bit more. And then your exhale to come back round to face the front. Okay, coming into a flowing sequence now. So inhaling, taking the arms all the way up. As you're exhaling, you're dropping the right hand to the side. Inhale, lift. Exhale as you come over. Straight away into your inhale, come up. You're going to drop the right hand onto the left knee, taking the left hand behind the body. Big inhale, lift, and then twist behind. Take one more inhale. Exhale, come back round to the front. Inhale, lifting the arms all the way up. This time you're dropping that left hand to the side. Big inhale, lift through the torso, and then exhale as you come over to your left. Inhale as you come all the way up. Exhaling, dropping the left hand to the knee, and taking the right hand behind the body. Big inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale, twist. One more inhale, and exhale as you come back round to the front. Inhaling again, lifting the arms. Dropping that right hand down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come over to your right. Inhale, come all the way up. Dropping that right hand onto the left knee, taking the left hand behind the body. Big inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, twist and look over the shoulder. One more inhale. And exhale as you come round to the front. Inhaling, taking the arms all the way up. Dropping the left hand down. Inhale, lift. Slide over to your left side. Inhale, come all the way up, dropping the left hand to the right knee, taking the right hand behind the back. Big inhale as you lift the chest. Exhale as you twist. One more inhale. And then exhale as you come round to the front. Take a breath. And then on your next inhale, start to raise the arms all the way up. As you exhale, keep the chest and the chin raised. Start to reach all the way forward. Press your knees down into the ground. Coming about halfway down, inhale, start to rise all the way up again. Lift the chin up towards the ceiling. Exhale, start to reach forward again, only coming about halfway. Inhale, come up. One last time, exhale. Focus on lengthening the body, so you're pushing the hips back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, take the arms down to the side. Change the cross of the legs, so bring whichever leg you had in front behind or above below. Make sure you're pressing down the sitting bones again and the knees towards the floor. Big inhale, lift the chest high. Start to reach forward with your exhale. Push those hips back, lengthen the spine. Inhale, come up. Reach as high as you can, lift the chin to the ceiling. Exhale, reach forward. One more time, inhale, start to come up. Last time, exhale, reach as far forward as you can, push the hips back. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, take the arms down to the side. Push your shoulders down towards the ground, lift the chest up away from the belly button. Drop the chin onto the chest, let the eyes close. And just take 2 full breaths as you hold here. Use your inhale to lengthen the spine. Lifting the chin, opening the eyes. Walk the hands forward and come onto the knees. So then you're coming onto your all fours. Take the knees as wide apart as the mat, at least, or wider if you can. Bring the toes together. Push the mat forward with your hands as you press the hips back down towards your heels. Sliding the hands further forward. Bring the forehead down onto the mat. Come high onto your fingertips to lift the elbows as high as you can, and then try and creep the fingers further forward. Feel the stretch under the armpit as you push those hips all the way back.
Take another inhale, and then as you exhale, just let the elbows bend, the forearms come down to the floor, and then slide the arms back just that little bit. Reconnect to your breath. So that nice, long, smooth inhale, the pause between the breath, the nice, long, smooth exhale, and again noticing the pause between the breath. So any time throughout the sequence that we're doing today, if you need to take a break, feel free to come down into a child's pose at any point. Use it to connect to the breath, use it by stretching the arms forward to stretch out the spine if you need, or just use it to relax. Okay, getting ready to come up into your downward dog now, so stretch the arms forward again with the palms flat on the floor, the fingers wide apart. Lift the head and the chin, and then bring the knees back in line with the hips. Lift the hips higher so you're able to tuck your toes, and then press the hips all the way back, pressing into the toes. Push the mat forward with the hands. Lift the chin so you're looking forward to guide you as you lift the knees all the way up. Starting to straighten the legs, start to press the heels towards the floor. Make sure that you've got your feet at least hip distance apart, turning the toes in slightly. And then start to work through your alignment. So look at your hands, have the fingers really wide apart. Press the fingertips down into the mat so hard that you're feeling that you're taking the tension away from the wrists. But also start to draw the fingertips back towards the palm so you feel that you're creating a suction cup underneath the palm. Again, this just takes the pressure off of the wrists. Start to push the eye of the elbow towards the front of your mat so you're rotating the top of the shoulder out the way. Try and keep your ears locked between the upper arms so you're not dropping the head through the arms and putting too much pressure on the shoulder. You're keeping your head directly between the upper arms. Then start to focus on lifting those hips up. As you do this, the chest will press a little bit closer towards the floor. Lift the hips up, send them back, and then start to lower the heels towards the ground. It doesn't matter if the heels don't touch the ground. And in fact, if the heels are touching the ground, you've probably got too short a stride, so you may want to step back just that little bit, which just starts to bring a little bit more strength into your core and into the arms. Start to pull the stomach muscles in towards the spine. Lift the hips a little bit higher. And then start to stretch your calf muscles. So bend one knee at a time, pressing the heel into the ground as you straighten the leg. Start to increase the intensity of the twist and the sway so you're starting to feel the stretch over the hip and into the waist. And then come into stillness in your downward dog. Clear the mind, focus only on the breath. You can close your eyes if you like. On your next inhale, start to raise the head to look forward. Lift the hips high to create that space under the body as you walk your feet towards your hands. Separating the feet again so they're about hip distance apart, turning the toes inwards. Take a slight bend in your knee. The legs are mostly straight, but just a gentle bend so the legs are not locking. And then take the crown of the head towards the floor. Take your hands onto your elbows. Let the head drop between those upper arms, between the shoulders. And then you can just gently sway from side to side. Start to feel the tension release in your hamstrings, through the waist, and through the lower back. And come into stillness. Release the hands from the elbows. Take a deep bend into the knees so your rib cage or your belly is lying along your thighs. Take the arms out to the side to shoulder height. Lift the chin and the chest. Turn the palms up towards the ceiling as much as you can, and then starting to push the ground away. Big inhale as you push the ground away, start to rise up. Feel the strength in the legs. As the arms come up level with the shoulders, start to lengthen the waist. As the arms come up right above the head, start to pull the stomach muscles in. Bring the hands together in prayer position with a big deep exhale. Pull the hands down in front of the heart. Press the shoulders back, drop the chin to the chest. Take one full breath. On your next inhale, start to take the arms up towards the ceiling. Separate the arms as you exhale. Keep the chest and the chin raised, flat back, bending from the hips, bringing the hands all the way to the floor. Crown of the head drops towards the floor. Bend the knees. Take a big step back with that right foot. Take a big step back with your left foot, so you're coming into your plank. The fingers are wide apart. You're pushing the ground away with the hands to lift, creating height, lifting the knees and the thighs up, pressing the heels all the way back. There's one line from your shoulders to the heels. The bum's not up in the air or it's not tilting down into a back bend. Take one more inhale, and then dropping the knees exactly where they are, not bringing them forward. So try and keep the knees as far back as you can. Untuck the toes. Bring your shoulders forward of your wrists. Start to lift the hips up towards the ceiling, and then with an exhale, take the chest and the chin to the ground. The bum's still up in the air. Inhale, slide forward onto your belly. Take a moment here to push your shoulders back, bring your shoulder blades together. Big inhale as you lift the chin and the chest, but leave the belly on the ground for the moment. So just a very gentle back bend to start off with. Take one more inhale, then use your exhale to come back into a child's pose, keeping the knees in line with each other this time. Come high up onto the fingers, lift those elbows, big inhale, and then exhale as you let the arms soften. Reconnect to your breath. If you're feeling this tension in the body or you're a bit out of breath, take the exhale out through the mouth. Always continue to take the in-breath in through the nostrils though. Getting ready to come up into your downward dog again. Stretch the arms a bit further forward, lift the chin, tucking the toes, send those hips back, push the mat forward with the hands as you rise up. Work through your alignment, so those fingertips pressing down, the fingertips wide apart, suction cup underneath the palm. Turn the eyes of the elbow towards the front of the mat to rotate the shoulders. Push the mat forward as you lift the hips up, send them back, lower the heels towards the ground. Come back onto your breath. One more inhale, a deep exhale out through the mouth, and then use your inhale to walk forward. Remember to lift those hips high, create the space under the body. Exhale as you fold deeper. Taking the arms out to the side, on your next inhale, send the head and the chest forward. Start to raise the arms above the head, bring the hands together. Exhale, bring the hands down in front of the heart, press the shoulders back. Inhale, start to take the arms all the way up. Exhale as you reach out to the side. Bringing the hands down to the mat, crowning the head towards the floor. Big step back with that left foot. And following it with the right, coming into your plank. Again, create that height, push the heels all the way back, create the length in the body. One more inhale. Exhale, lower the knees. Keep the hips up as you lower the chest and the chin to the floor. Inhale, slide out onto your belly. Push the shoulders back, big inhale. Rising a bit higher this time, taking the rib cage off the ground. Take another inhale and then exhale as you move back into your child's pose. Deepening the breath, stretch the arms forward and then let the arms relax. When you're ready, start to rise up into your downward dog again. When you're ready, inhale, start to raise that right leg off the ground, press the left heel further into the floor. You're raising the right leg as high as you can. So the right hip's going to come way higher than the left. Pointing the toe, really shooting those toes away from the body to feel that you're lengthening through the leg. Take one more inhale, and then as you exhale, draw the knee towards your chest. Inhale as you stretch it back out, lift it as high as you can, extend the leg as much as you can. Exhale, bring the knee towards the chest again. Inhale, stretch it out. One last time. Exhale, bring the knee towards the chest. Inhale, stretch it out. And then this time we're going to step this right foot forward. So open the right side of the body slightly. Lifting the head to create some space under the body. Draw the knee forward and then place the foot on the inside of the right hand. Once there, you're going to leave the left hand on the floor. Inhale, raise that right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Start to lift your left knee up and then press the left heel all the way back to lengthen through the left leg. Lifting that right hand as high as you can. Take one more inhale and then exhale as you bring the right hand down onto the mat, stepping back with the right hand, coming into your plank, getting ready to work through your vinyasa. So exhaling, lowering the knees, chest, chin to the floor, slide forward. Big inhale as you come into your back bend. Exhale, move back into your child's pose. Stay in your child's pose for as long as you need before inhaling, rising up into your downward dog. Remember, when you're coming into your downward dog, take the first few moments to work through your alignment and then clear your mind to focus on your breath. Okay, if you're still in your child's pose, start to come up into your downward dog now, so we can move to the left side. And then raising that left leg high as you can. Really press that right heel into the floor. Stretch the toes as far away from the body as you can. Get as much extension through that left leg. Take one more inhale, and then as you exhale, draw the knee towards the chest. Inhale, stretch that leg out. 2 more times. Move with the breath. Exhale as the knee comes forward. Inhale, stretch the leg back. One last time. Holding the leg high, getting ready to actually step the left foot forward to the inside of the left hand. So open the left side of the body, slightly lift the chin and the chest, create that space to bring that left leg forward. This time we're leaving the right hand on the floor, inhaling, lifting the left up towards the ceiling. Then lift your right knee and thigh upwards, push the right heel all the way back. Use your next inhale to try and raise that left hand a little bit higher. Okay, take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, bring that left hand down to the ground. Big step back into your plank. And then working through your vinyasa again. So lower the knees, bring the shoulders forward, lift the hips, slide forward onto the belly. Big inhale into your back bend. And exhale as you move back into your child's pose. Deepening the breath into your child's pose. And then when you're ready, rise up into your downward dog. 2 full breaths here. And then use your next inhale to walk forward. Exhaling in your forward fold. Big inhale as you sweep the arms to the side, rise all the way up, arms up over the head, hands together, exhale, bring the hands down in front of the heart. On your next inhale, start to take the arms up again. Exhale as you're folding forward, keep that chest and the chin raised. Stepping back, coming into your plank. If you want to continue to lower your knees down, you can. If you want to come into the chaturanga where you're basically doing the reverse of a press up, keep the knees high, push the ground away, keep those elbows tucked in and lower the body so it's hovering just slightly above the floor, and then you can slide forward, this time coming into an upward dog so the knees and the thighs are off the mat. And then if you want to go back into a child's pose before rising up into the downward dog, you can, or you can come over the top of the toes and just come into your downward dog straight from your back bend. Lifting those hips high, press them back, clear the mind, come onto your breath. For those of you that may be staying in the child's pose for a moment, you can stay there longer if you like. We're about to step forward with the right foot, so if you want to prepare to come up into your downward dog, you can. If you want to stay in your child's pose longer, just join in when you feel ready. Okay, getting ready to step forward with that right foot. So raise the leg high, open the side of the body, stepping the right foot forward. Staying on the left toes, keeping the left hand on the floor, coming back into that position we were before, so raising the arms all the way up. Start to lift that left knee and the thigh, press the left heel back. Okay, one more big inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to lower that right arm to the back of your mat. At the same time, start to take the hip down to the ground. The left hip's coming down towards the floor as you're reaching the arm towards the back of your mat. As you inhale, take the arm up towards the ceiling, lifting the hip up, and then start to take the arm forward of the mat, so you're turning the belly down towards the floor, you're reaching forward, pressing that left heel all the way back. Inhaling, starting to take the arm up towards the ceiling, and then as you exhale, start to twist backwards, so you're lowering that left hip down, you're reaching the right hand towards the back of the mat. Inhale, come up to the side. Exhale as you start to reach forward. Inhale as you start to lift up to the side. Exhale one more time, twisting towards the back of your mat. Inhale as you come up, and then exhale as you reach forward. Take one more inhale as you stretch through that arm, bringing the hand down onto the mat, stepping back into your plank, and then your version of your vinyasa. So you're either lowering the knees or coming down into either a cobra or an upward dog, and then either into your child's pose or straight back into the downward dog. Deepening the breath. you need to bring movement into the downward dog to release any tension, you can. Okay, a couple of breaths time, I'm going to step forward with the left foot. So if you're still in your child's pose, rise up into your downward dog now. Okay, and stepping forward with that left foot. Big inhale as you raise the leg, bringing the foot forward. Leaving the right hand on the floor, you're on the toes of the right foot as you inhale, as you lift that left arm all the way up. Start to lift that right knee, the right thigh, push the right heel all the way back. One more big inhale, and then you're twisting towards the back of the mat, so coming onto the side of the foot, lowering that right hip down as you stretch the left arm towards the back of the mat. Inhale, come back into the position where you're raising the arm to the ceiling, and then exhale, turn the belly towards the floor as you start to reach the arm off the front of the mat. Inhale, rise up with that arm. Exhale, twist back, lower that hip down. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, lift that arm. One last time. Exhale as you're twisting towards the back. Lower the hip down. Stretch the arm as far as you can. Inhale, coming back up towards the side. Lift the arm as much as you can before exhaling, reaching it forward. One more inhale as you're reaching the arm as long as you can, and then exhale, bring the hand down to the mat. Step the left foot back, coming into your plank, and then take your time to work through your vinyasa sequence. Coming back either into your child's pose or into your downward dog. Lifting your hips high, pressing them back. Okay, if you're in your child's pose, come up into your downward dog now. Taking 2 more breaths, lifting the hips high, press them all the way back. Push the mat forward with the arms, turn the eye of the elbow towards the front of your mat. On your next inhale, raise the head, step the feet forward. Big exhale in your forward fold. Inhale as you start to rise up. Hands together, bring the hands down in front of the heart. Drop the chin to the chest, let the eyes close, press the shoulders back and take 2 full breaths. On your next inhale, take the arms all the way up above the head. Exhale as you're folding forward. Stepping back with the left foot this time, followed by the right, come into your plank, work through your vinyasa. If you're in the child's pose, only stay in the child's pose for 1 or 2 more breaths before rising up into the downward dog. And then 1 more full breath in your downward dog. Preparing to step forward with that right foot. This time you're going to lower the heel of the left foot down onto the mat and turn the toes out slightly. Have the knee directly, the right knee directly above the right ankle or slightly behind. Rotate your hips forward, so instead of having that left hip all the way behind the right, try and push the left hip forward and lower it a little bit more towards the ground as you pull the right hip back. And then you're going to take the arms out in front, lift the ribcage away from the thigh. Make sure that your toes are very light on the mat as you push the ball of the foot and the heels down. Reaching forward with the hands, pull the stomach muscles in. Big inhale, start to rise all the way up. Pushing forward with that left hip still. Deepening the bend into the right leg. Okay, 1 more inhale. As you exhale, you're going to bring the left hand down onto the right knee, the right hand onto the hip. Big inhale as you lift the chest and exhale as you turn towards the right side. Take 1 more inhale, and then as you exhale, come back round to face the front. Inhale, take the arms all the way up. Exhale, start to reach all the way forward. Take your chest beyond that knee as you lower the hands to the ground, and then as the arms pull back, inhale, start to rise up again. Exhaling, take the left hand down onto the knee, the right hand onto the hip. Big inhale as you lift through the chest. Exhale as you twist to the side. Another inhale.
Exhale as you come back round to the front. Big inhale as you lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, start to reach forward. Inhale, draw the shoulders back, pull the arms back like wings all the way up over the head. One more time, twisting to the side, so dropping the hands onto the knee and the hip. Big inhale, lift the chest away from the belly before exhaling and turning. One more inhale. Exhale as you come back round to the front. Big inhale as you lift the arms again. Last time, reaching towards the front. Inhale, come all the way up. Lift the chest as high as you can. This time as you exhale, take the arms out to the side. Take the chest forward at the knee, bring the hands down onto the mat. Big step back with that right foot, again into your plank. Work through your vinyasa sequence, move with the breath. If you want to stay in your child's pose for a little while longer, that's fine. We're going to get ready to move forward with the left foot, so when you're ready, start to come up into your downward dog, but if you want to stay in the child's pose for a few more breaths, just join in when you're ready. Okay, 2 more breaths as you hold here, and then we're going to step forward with that left foot. Okay, inhale as you're lifting the leg and bringing it forward. Turning that right foot out so the heel comes to the floor. Taking a decent bend into that left knee, but keeping the knee either above or behind the ankle. And then push that right hip forward, lowering it slightly more towards the floor so it's level with the left hip. Stretch the arms forward, start to lift the rib cage away from that thigh. Pressing down into the ball and the heel of the feet, but keep the toes very light on the mat. Big inhale as you start to rise up. As soon as you're upright, push that right hip forward, deepen the bend into that left knee. Okay, take one more inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bring the right hand down onto the knee and the left hand onto the hip. Big inhale as you exhale, twist to look towards the left. Take another inhale. Exhale as you come back to the center. Inhale, taking the arms all the way up, and then exhale as you reach all the way forward. Big inhale, slide the arms back. Twisting to the side again. So big inhale as you lift through the arms. As you exhale, drop the hands onto the knee and the hip. One more inhale, and then exhale as you twist to the left. Take another inhale as you hold here before exhaling, turning back to the front. Use your next inhale to raise the arms. Exhale, come all the way forward. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, dropping the hands. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, release the twist to the front. One last time. Inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, reach. Roll those shoulders back as you inhale and rise. Holding here for one more breath. Take that inhale, and then this time taking the arms out to the side. Take that chest forward. Hands to the mat, stepping back into your plank. And then work through your vinyasa. This time we're going to come into a child's pose, so lower the knees down. Take the knees wide apart. Stretch the arms forward, come up onto the fingertips. On your next inhale, lift the head, the chest slightly, bring the knees back in line with each other. Send the hands forward, lift the hips, tuck the toes, press the hips all the way back, rise up into your downward dog. Lift the hips high. Next inhale, lift the head and the chest. And step that left foot forward, and then pull the right heel down towards the floor as you straighten through your left leg. Going to walk the hands round, and then swivel the feet round so they're facing the same direction as you on your mat. So you're in a wide-legged stance,
Feet are facing, the toes are facing directly forward, and the hands are out in front of you. Walk the hands a little bit further forward. You need to be on the tips of the fingers. If you can't actually bring the hands to the floor, then bring the hands onto the legs. Otherwise, resting the hands or the fingertips on the ground. Lift the chest forward. Have your eyes facing the floor, but you're lifting your chest. You're pushing the hips all the way back. Take a slight bend into the knees so you can really feel that you're pressing the feet down into the ground. Engage the thighs, strengthen the thighs, and then start to take the arms off and reaching out in front of you. Inhale, start to rise all the way up as you straighten the legs, taking the arms up towards the ceiling. And then exhale as you bring the arms out level with the shoulders. Lift the chest high, push the hips slightly further forward so you're lengthening through the belly. Turn the palms up towards the ceiling. And a big inhale as you take the arms up towards the ceiling, have the palms facing each other. Big inhale as you lift the chest. As you exhale, push the hips forward and come into a very gentle back bend. Inhale as you come up. And then exhale as you start to reach forward, coming to a 90-degree bend. So your torso is parallel to the floor. You're keeping your ears locked between the upper arms. You're pushing your hips all the way back. Your next inhale, just lift the head and the chest so you're looking forward. As you exhale, start to sweep the arms. So you're turning the body, taking it across over that right leg. Hold here, and then on your next inhale, turn your belly towards the front as you take the arms up. So the left arm is going up towards the ceiling, and the right arm is stretching towards the side. Big inhale, stretch the arms away from each other. As you exhale, turn the torso towards the floor again, sweep all the way across to your left side. Again, inhale, send that right arm up towards the ceiling as you stretch the left arm off the end of the mat. Big inhale, and then use your exhale. Again, come back to that 90 degrees. You're coming through the center. As you inhale, you're opening to the side. As you exhale, you're sweeping across. Try and get that torso parallel to the floor. Inhale as you open. One more time. Exhale, coming across to the right side. Inhale as you open. One last time, going over to the left. Coming back all the way to the center. Stretch the arms out, turn the eyes towards the floor again. Take one more big inhale, and then as you exhale, just let the body dangle down. Using the swing in the torso to release tension from the back of the legs and the lower back. Bend the knees very gently, and then you can start to sway from side to side. So taking a deeper bend into either knee, lunging to the side. Coming into stillness, resting the hands either on the back of the legs or having the hands drop towards the floor. Let the crown of the head fall towards the floor as you lift the hips all the way up. On your next inhale, start to lift the head and the chest, sending them forward. Bring the hands forward so they're underneath the shoulders on the fingertips. Then you're going to turn your left set of toes towards the front of the mat, turning the right set of toes inward slightly as you walk the hands all the way around to the front of the mat. So your hands are now framing that left foot. Bend into that left knee. Come onto the toes of the right foot, so the right toes are facing forward. And then you're stepping back into your plank for your final vinyasa. So exhaling as you're lowering, inhaling as you're coming into your back bend. And then exhaling, coming back into your downward dog. Last few breaths in a downward dog, so push the mat forward. Turn the eyes of the elbows towards the front of the mat. Feel that rotation in the shoulders. Lift the hips up. Push the heels down. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, lower the knees down to the mat, separating the knees as wide apart as you can take them. Take the toes together. Push the mat forward with the hands. Take the hips back towards the heels. Lift the elbows high as you come onto the fingertips. Start to walk the hands forward, feeling more of a stretch along the rib cage and under the armpit. One more big inhale and then exhale as you let the arms soften. And then you can move the arms into whatever position is most comfortable for you. You can leave them slightly stretched out front with the elbows bent and the forearms on the floor. You can cross the arms and have your forehead resting on your forearms, or you can bring the hands back round to your ankles. Just come into whatever version of the child's pose you found most relaxing. Once you feel comfortable in the position, you can just start to focus on your breath again. So start to deepen the breath, start to slow the breath down. If your hands are by your ankles, bring them forward so they're in line with the head or the knees. And then pressing the hands gently into the ground, start to lift the head off the mat. Lifting the chest, just coming up very, very slowly. Once you're upright, take the shoulders up towards the ears, let them press back and slide down. Do that a couple of times if you've got any tension in the shoulders. And then bringing the knees together, drop the hips to one side. And then come to sit with the legs separated to whatever distance apart is comfortable for you. Try to flex the feet so you're pushing the heels away from the body, pulling the toes up towards the ceiling. Feel that you're pressing the sitting bones and the lower part, the hamstrings into the mat, lifting the chest all the way up. Feel the length increase through the front of your body. Inhale, start to take the arms up towards the ceiling, lifting the chest as you raise the arms and then pulling the stomach muscles in. Exhale as you start to reach forward. Keep those feet flexed, so push the heels away to anchor you, push the sitting bones down to the ground, reach as far forward as you can, and then just drop the hands to the floor, either on your fingertips or the palms pressing into the floor. Keeping the head and the chin and the chest raised for the moment, start to walk the hands further forward so you're feeling more of an extension in the spine. If you feel that you're not getting very low, that's fine. You don't need to come that far forward, in fact. Or that low, you're just wanting to push the chest as far forward as you can. So the aim is to keep the back as straight as possible, straight and long as possible. Keep pulling those toes up towards the ceiling. Push the heels away from the body. Take another inhale, lift the chest a bit further away from the floor, stretching it further forward, and then use your exhale. Just allow the spine to round slightly as you take the head closer towards the floor. Doesn't matter if it doesn't come anywhere close to the floor. You're just letting the weight of the body just pull you down, starting to feel the stretch along the back of the legs. Your next inhale, lift the head, lift the chest. As you exhale, start to reach the arms forward. Take another inhale, and then as you exhale, sweep the arms over towards your right leg, so the torso is in line with the leg. Grabbing hold of the right leg with the right hand, then inhale as you take the left arm up towards the ceiling, opening the chest, the belly buttons facing towards the front as you lift that arm all the way up. Still flexing through both feet, pushing the heels away. Take one more inhale as you lift that arm a bit higher. As you exhale, turn back round so the torso is lining up with that leg. Sweep the arms all the way over to your left side. Take hold of the outside of the left leg with the left hand, and then lift that right arm up towards the ceiling. Again, the belly is now turning forward instead of towards the floor. Take one more inhale, and then as you exhale, turn the belly towards the floor. Reach those arms in line with that left leg. Another inhale here. Then use your exhale to sweep over to the right, taking hold of the right leg with the right hand. A big inhale as you lift that left arm up towards the ceiling. Still flexing through those feet. Lift that hand as high as you can. Take one more inhale. And exhale, turn the torso to along that right leg. Take another inhale as you reach as far as you can, and then exhale, sweep over to the left. Taking hold of the left leg with the left hand. Big inhale as you take the right arm up towards the ceiling. Lift as high as you can, so you're pulling the left side of the ribcage away from the left thigh. One more inhale.
And then exhale again as you turn the torso down. Reach the arms long with a big inhale. Exhale, one more time, coming over to the right leg. Big inhale as you reach the arm up. Straight away into your exhale, fold forward, take it across to the other side. Inhale, open. Exhaling as you sweep over. Inhale, open. Exhale, sweep to the left. And then we're going to take it one more time to either side. Reach as far as you can through that exhale. Lift as high as you can with the inhale. After you finish this left side, just return to the center. The arms stretched out in front. Let the body soften. Just let the head dangle towards the floor. Flex the feet one more time, and then you can just let the feet go soft. Deepening the breath. Okay, your next inhale, start to flex those feet again. Lift the chin and the chest. Exhale, walk the hands further forward and then lift the hands off the mat. Big inhale as you come all the way up. Exhale, bring the arms down to the side. Bring the legs together. Bend into the knees and then just give the legs a bit of a shake just to feel if there's any tension in the hips. Okay, and then we're going to lie flat on our backs. So having the knees bent, have the knees pressed towards each other. Lifting your chest up away from the belly button. Lift the arms all the way up. Lift the chest high. As you exhale, start to curl the spine down onto the ground. Shoulder blades will come down in the back of the head. And then you can slide the legs out onto the floor. Just let the legs go floppy for the moment. Take the arms away from the body. Bring the chin onto the chest. Let the eyes close. And just take a couple of breaths as you lie here. Okay, bringing the legs back together. Bending through the knees. Bring the hands closer to the body and have the palms facing down. Okay, again, a flowing sequence with the legs. So we're going to inhale, draw the right knee in towards the chest. Continue on the inhale, you start to take the leg up towards the ceiling. Then you flex the foot when you've got it raised, and then use your exhale to lower the leg all the way down, pushing the heel away. Okay, so bringing both knees bent to start off with. Starting with the right leg, so inhaling, draw the right knee in towards the chest. Still on your inhale, start to stretch that leg up towards the ceiling, pointed toe, lengthen the leg. Flex that foot, exhale, start to push the heel away from the body as you lower it to the ground. Still going with the right leg, I'm going to repeat this another 2 times. So inhaling, drawing the knee in towards the chest, extending it all the way up with the pointed toe. Flex the foot, exhale, lower. One last time, drawing that knee in, extending it up. Take the toes as high to the ceiling as you can. Exhale as you flex the foot, lower it down. Once that heel touches the floor, then you can just bend the knees, sliding the right foot back in line with the left. And then moving on to the left leg. So inhaling, drawing that knee in towards the chest, extending the leg all the way up. Flex the foot, push the heel away from the body as you lower. 2 more times, moving with the flowing breath. So inhaling, drawing it in, extending up, point that toe, flex the foot, exhale, lower. One last time. Lengthening through the legs as you lower it down. Allow the heel to touch the floor this time. Slide the foot back. And then bring the heels slightly closer to the body. In fact, you want the heels roughly where the top of the fingers can just graze the back of the heels. If your arms are quite short, then don't worry if you can't quite touch them. Just have the feet in line with the hips. Bring the chin onto the chest. Have the palms facing into the floor or pressing into the floor. Big inhale as you start to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Lift the hips as high as you can as you press the shoulder blades down into the ground. And then press your thighs towards each other. You don't want to bring the knees to actually touch. Imagine you're holding a brick between the thighs. So you're keeping them a bit of a distance apart, but you're just pressing them towards each other. Use your inhale to keep lifting the hips as high as you can. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale and you're lowering the back towards the floor, push your hips away from your shoulders. Lower the hips all the way down. Take A moment to rest once the hips come onto the floor. And then into a flowing sequence where we're going to incorporate the arms. So we're going to use the inhale to lift the hips off the ground, at the same time taking the arms up over the head onto the floor behind. And then as you're exhaling, you're bringing the hips back down, bringing the arms back over the head. Okay, so inhaling, start to lift those hips, lift the arms up towards the ceiling first, and then back onto the floor behind you as you lift the hips to the full height. Exhale, start to push the hips away from the shoulders as you lower the hips down, bring the arms back over the head. And as the hips hit the floor, the arms come back down to your side. Okay, 3 more times. Inhaling, lifting the hips, arms behind the head, lift as high as you can, press those thighs towards each other. Exhale, push the hips away from the body as you lower down, bring the arms back over the head. Inhaling, taking the arms up. Enjoy the flowing sequence of moving with the breath. So it's a nice, long, smooth breath. Okay, and last time, inhale, take the hips all the way up. Stretch those arms over the head as much as possible. And this time, as you're lowering the hips down, really make sure that you're lengthening the back as much as possible, curling the spine down onto the floor, 1 vertebra at a time. The arms come down. Move the arms slightly away from the body, turn the palms up towards the ceiling, press the shoulders away from the ears. Really push that lower back down into the ground and then slide 1 leg out at a time onto your mat. Let the legs open slightly so the ankles just flop to the side. If you feel that the lower back's become a little bit shortened again, just lift 1 leg at a time off the mat and stretch it out. Dip the chin a bit closer to the chest, let your eyes close. And then just become aware of the full length of your body stretched out on the mat, feeling it pressing down into the ground like a dead weight, releasing tension from your muscles. Bring your focus back onto your breath. Feel the rise and the fall of the belly, the movement in the chest and the shoulders. Use your exhales to release tension, to sink down into the ground. Start to scan your body from the toes all the way up to the crown of the head, going through every joint and muscle, releasing tension, or just bringing a bit of movement into an area of the body if it's lying a little bit awkwardly and it could be more comfortable. If you feel there's tension in the neck, you can turn the head from side to side very slowly just to release the neck tension. There's often tension in our facial muscles that we're not really aware of, particularly across the jaw and the brow. So to be able to get rid of this, give the face a really good squeeze, screwing it up tight, and then stretch it wide. Open the eyes and the mouth, stick the tongue out onto the chin. Screw the face up tight again and stretch it wide. There's still tension in the cheek of the brow, the jaw. Do that a few more times. Otherwise, just let the face relax, let the eyes close. Just release tension from the shoulders, through the hips, through the legs. And then start to bring your focus back onto your breath again. So deepening the breath, really filling the lungs and the belly with every inhale. And with your exhale, just feeling the body's deflating and sinking down into the floor. Start to slow your breath down. Use the slower rhythm of the breath to relax the body and the mind. So drawing the breath into the lungs, feel that it's reaching every area of the body. So the breath is going beyond the lungs to the tips of the toes, the tips of the fingers, the crown of the head. The energy that's being drawn in through the breath is cleansing the body. As you're exhaling, feel that this breath is receding back from the toes, the fingers, the crown of the head, and it's drawing with it any remaining bits of tension in the body and releasing that tension through the breath. Still focusing on the breath now, but just start to let the breath become more shallow with each breath you take. It's slightly less deep than the last. Instead of filling the whole lung, you're only filling 3/4 of it. Still keeping the breath nice and smooth and slow. On your next breath, only fill maybe about half of the lungs. And then filling just 1/4 of the lungs, and that's the breath back to its normal, natural state. Just continue to breathe a very shallow, but still smooth and slow breath. And then let your mind wander away from the breath. Bring your focus back into your physical body. Feel the very subtle sensations in the body where you've got contact with the ground. And then to build on those sensations, start to bring some very gentle movement into the fingers and toes. Moving and stretching the muscles. Allow the movement to travel into the wrists and the ankles. And then moving at your own pace up towards the knees and hips and elbows and shoulders. And then you can take a long stretch to bring the legs together, take the arms up over the head. Big inhale, take the fingertips as far away from the tips of the toes as you can, draw the stomach muscles in. And as you release the stretch, have an exhale out through the mouth. Take at least one more stretch with your inhale, and again exhaling out through the mouth. If you feel that you need to take 2 or 3 stretches, that's fine, just take as many as you need. As you're done stretching, pull one knee at a time into the chest, squeeze the knees in, and then start to rock from side to side, massaging the spine into the floor. And then again, when you feel ready, you can use the rocky motion to roll over onto your left side. Just lying on your mat, on your side for a few moments. When you feel ready to sit up, just take a couple of deeper breaths, just bring more energy into the body. No sudden rising up, just rise up very, very slowly. Use your hands pressing into the floor just to help lift the torso. And then just come to sit on your mat for a few breaths before moving into an upright position.